Kirk Duckwell here with Mastermind, the market, your real estate stats update for the Twin Cities area. Well, did we just experience a market slowdown, or was our slowing in activity actually due to the rise in interest rates? Well, we'll kind of break that down here in just a second, but first I want to announce we have a class coming up at the Crooked Pint next week in Maplewood. Just a few tickets left. Actually just opened up a few extra for this video for people that might want to attend. So hop on that opportunity. It's a free class, a great course, great reviews. Again, just a few seats left though. I will put a link down below for that. All right, let's dive into the data and take a look at what we have going on. Okay, showings per week per listing, median sale price range 250 to 500K. So a couple weeks ago at a 6.37, drops off. I highlighted this in red to a 5.68. Well, we had a few things going on that week. Initially I thought, wow, did the interest rates really slow down the market this much? Which is what we had seen happen last year when we saw interest rates spike. That's why I highlighted this here in red. It was at an 8.3 last year when interest rates went up. We see that the activity slowed. Here, though, we were at the 6.37 down to a 5.68, and now we're rebounding to a 6.33. But we're going to see the real effect in the market meter here in a second. But before we get to that, showings, they did drop off from a 28.08 down to a 24.36, and then back up to a 28.38. But looking at that market meter, we can see on the weekly scale that we did drop off. We were at an 8.23 on the market meter. So when we look at that on our range, we're sitting there, right about here. And then we get into that week with the snow and it ends up dropping off down to a 7.93. That said, last year, we had the interest rates and the market definitely slowed down, but it didn't jump back up. So I kind of analyzed going, well, if we see the market speed back up, then we know it was probably due to the snow. And that's exactly what happened. Went from a 7.93 up to an 8.93 on the market meter scale. So that puts it in the pretty strong seller's market. And a lot of that has to do with where our inventory lies. I know I've said for many weeks that I think we're getting towards the bottom, but this snow has really impacted, the longer winter has really impacted where inventory is at. You can see here is the data coming out for that week of the snow. A lot of listings dropped off and didn't come on. Now I will expect that to rebound when we start seeing the new data coming out. So pending sales, that did actually go up. So yeah, keeping inventory down towards rock bottom here, was at a 750 and drops just a little bit to, 5,750 down to 5,735. I really am thinking, though, if we can get a few weeks where we're not seeing snow, we're going to start to see those listings pick up and therefore see inventory coming back. Okay, let's talk about interest rates for a second. I know I brought this up. Last few weeks have not been great. We've seen the bond market with job report news coming out and possibility of Fed hikes coming. Now, keep in mind, when we hear about a Fed hike, that's already been baked into the rate by the time it happens. Because so when they talk about it, that's when we actually see the rates go up. We can actually see that when we look at the very short term. Just the other day, Fed Chair Powell made a comment about rates possibly going up. Boom, we see the bond market react to that. So we see those get baked in before the actual hike ever actually takes place. So the bond market is the first to react, then the mortgage market reacts, then we see the Fed do their changes typically. So we can see rates are really bouncing around right around near 7% right now. But as mentioned, because of the really low inventory, that has not slowed down the pace in our marketplace. Okay, looking at the market meter as a whole here. Now, I want to update everybody. We now have the market meter available for anybody to view. I'm going to put a link down below again to that with a description of how it works. Now, on your phone, you're going to need to scroll around on this graph when you get there. You can see you can move it here on your phone. You can do it with your finger because it sizes it down to this teeny little box, but you can really see where the market meter is. This very last number I do update weekly, and then every other plotted point here is just every month. So when I started off this week, it was at a 823. So we will have the updated numbers into that chart here shortly for this next week. So yeah, our market is cooking along. And as long as we have this longer winter, that's not going to be as great for buyers because that's going to keep inventory out. You could see the impact that it had on new listings coming into the marketplace. So each time we have these snowfalls, people say, hey, I'm going to hold out. I'm going to hold out. Well, this is going to have two impacts. If sellers are waiting, and I know I say this every video, that if you wait until it's green, you're going to miss out on green. Well, the longer that this goes, the more people that may be holding out to list their property, the more inventory that's building up, that's all going to come on in a short window. So this could take what is a really good seller's market and slow it down very, very fast if we get a big inventory dump over the course of a month. So the longer this winter goes, yeah, it might be buying time for sellers right now. Oh, I'm not ready this week. Maybe we go on next week. But at a certain point, the weather is going to break and you're going to see a lot of listings come on at once. So you do want to try to beat that break in the weather if you can, because you will see that market slowing. Now, for buyers, you're just going to want to be patient. If you can wait, unless you see those nice opportunities that pop up, if you can wait, it might be worth it because then you're going to see a lot of inventory coming into the marketplace. And keep in mind, each week we are seeing, going back here to pending sales, we're seeing 700 plus buyers coming out of the marketplace. So, over the course of a few weeks, that's a lot of buyers being removed out of there, a lot of competition coming out of the market. So, yeah, it's a double-edged sword there. For sellers, you have this opportunity a little bit because things are getting delayed to get your listing on. But if you wait too long, it could be even more painful as to the impact. And for buyers, well, you might see the benefit by waiting a little bit. All right, hopefully you found this information valuable. As always, if you have any questions, take care. Have a great week.